So Jason, if you take me back to 2005, PhD Nutrition, it's an established name now. It's it is one of the big three or the big five brands out there. Tell me, I've heard some clips of yours on YouTube and I read your story online about how you started it. But do you want to tell me in your own words what made you start a nutritional supplement line back in 2005 where people weren't even thinking about it?
Yeah, and it was definitely right at the start of the industry. I guess rewind a bit further. I got into lifting weights when I was probably around 17, 18. So I was at Bradford College, actually, yeah, so Bradford College, and I was we're doing a sport and leisure management course, and I got offered the chance, somewhat fortuitously actually, offered the chance to go and do some kind of work placement at a gym, a real spit and sawdust gym in a place called Great Horton in Bradford.
Mm-hmm.
A place actually where my father grew up. But I thought, yeah, it's going to be a week, kind of a pretty easy week, messing around, go to this gym and and just kind of get what's needed done for the college course really. Anyway, I went there with a real kind of preconceived notion about what gyms were like and what men that go to gyms were like. And it was interesting because what I saw was quite different. I saw, rather than your conception that men would be coming in and it would be very egotistical,
Mm-hmm.
vanity led,
Yeah.
full of what we now understand as sort of narcissistic behavior. You got a little bit of that, but mainly what you've got guys coming in to let off steam really in
Mm-hmm.
a real community-based environment with other men where they could train together, they could strive together,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd invariably go, leave that gym session better people,
Mm-hmm.
better men, and you could see they'd come in with a weight in the world on the shoulders sometimes, and they'd leave lighter, they'd leave happier, they'd leave more fulfilled, and that got me really thinking about what this kind of fitness journey and kind of health and fitness journey means for men really. Um,
Yeah.
and the whole kind of single-mindedness of going into the gym. I was always into team sports as a kid, a real big team sport player, and I
Mm-hmm.
still am massively into sport, massively into sport for my children. I've got a 9-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. I will encourage them to do every single sport, every single activity, physical activity that teaches resilience and hardship and discipline and motivation and routine. I'll encourage them to do that whilst I've got breath in my body, because it's it's a single best way to teach children things that they're probably not getting taught now. But yeah, but I really loved the gym. I really loved the whole going in there and pursuing betterment. Really, how you could go in there and you get all these benefits of training with other guys, but then you'd see your physique change, and because you saw your physique change, you'd see other changes. So I just fell in love with the gym really at 17. I became kind of really interested in natural bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started natural bodybuilding, really probably after 2 years. I kind of responded quite well to training stimulus, and that got me really interested in seeing where I could go from kind of a competitive thing. 'Cause I've always been really competitive. So for me, the option to kind of take this love of training, lifting weights, good nutrition into competition was really attractive to me. And I guess it spiraled from there really. I became hooked on the gym. Started reading everything there was around nutrition at the time, which was not much, but there were some great magazines at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right at this time, you'd have had the advent of a magazine called Muscle Media,
Right.
which became a real inspiration to me. Guys called Bill Phillips and his brother
Mm-hmm.
Sean Phillips that later went on to found EAS, who were a big inspiration as a brand on our ideas around PhD actually. But the writing was brilliant, and it was real honest, and it was real. Yeah, it was just it was kind of brutal in its honesty, really, and it talked about guys who were using steroids. It talked about guys that weren't using steroids and the difference. And we didn't get that from the UK or the traditional new health and fitness media that kind of like to feed you BS, really, especially in the supplement industry. You know, lots of US brands putting before and after pictures of, you know, guys gaining 50 pounds in 8 weeks by using this amazing Mega Mass 4000 weight gainer. And, you know, the British mentality sees through that. And I saw through that even as an 19, 20, 21-year-old. So right then I started thinking, listen, there must be something, there must be something about the British mentality that we can bring through in this ever-growing area of nutrition and sports supplements, which I just threw myself into from an education point of view. I'm just I'm an obsessively curious person. So when I find something that I find interesting, I literally, you know, I'm just all in, hook, line, and sinker. And I became that way around nutrition. And, you know, so I started working in a nutrition store in Leeds, did that for a year, and then started sending off my CV, which was just some articles I'd written, to brands, which were maybe only 5 or 6 brands at the time in its entirety. And I, you know, luckily got a job in the Northeast working for a real startup brand, and that kind of helped me cut my teeth in this area that I was becoming, really fascinated with, developing products, researching products, understanding the mindset of, you know, young men at the time. Really, I was in my early 20s, and understanding the mindset of young men who really wanted to go to the gym to not only better their physique and their health and their fitness, but really laser in on this mentality of habitual, habitual kind of struggle, really self-imposed struggle in the gym. Because I could see how much going in and training really hard did for my mindset. I could see that when I trained really hard and imposed myself to these disciplines and habits and structures, I could see that had a knock-on effect to my life. When I did that, I was better everywhere else. And I became really fascinated with that. You know, to the point then when, you know, fast forwarding, I guess, to 2005, when I was 28 and, you know, and started having the idea for PhD.
So it all kind of your formative years, training, seeing this outlandish American culture, and I completely get you, 100%. Muscle Beach and Venice Beach and all these beaches. I was in Miami last year, and it's very outlandish.